If there's one thing we know, it's that parties on soaps mean drama. So as the young and the restless builds toward the big celebration for Nikki's birthday, we're wondering if it'll be a night to remember or one that some attendees want desperately to forget. But that's not all that'll be going on next week. Last week, Diane was shocked to learn that Tracy and Ashley would be home soon, but Jack assured her they love what she did with the mansion. Don't be so sure, Jack. Coming up, Diane looks to Tracy for her thoughts on her interior design work as she finally sees the new mansion. Tracy looks around and Diane asks, "So what do you think?" Tracy tells her, "You have left me speechless." But when Tracy does find words, will they be ones of praise or ridicule? Kyle and Audra have been playing a game of cat and mouse, each trying to entrap the other and come out on top in the world of cosmetics. However, in doing so, they are causing those closest to them to question their actions. Coming up, Kyle says to Audra, "Forgive me for throwing cold water on your big idea, but I've got to call it like I see it." In response, Audra says incredulously, "You honestly can't see how this would benefit you, too." As part of her big plan to woo Victor over to her and Kyle as a couple, Claire offered to help her grandfather plan a party for Nikki, which she admitted she had talked to her mom and grandmother about. Victor was on board and even teased his wife about the plans for her big day. Next week, Victoria tells a party planner she really wants tonight to just be so special for her mother. The man assures her this party will go down as one of Geno City's most legendary ever. We can't help but wonder if the mysterious Alexander Dumas will finally make an appearance at the event. Read the young and restless spoilers to find out who Ashley has surprising news to share with. Not to mention who Lily hopes might finally give her the answer she seeks. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Jolie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. On May 24, 2016, a Daytime Emmy award-winning actor welcomed his first child, Bowie Banjo. Soaps.com wants to send a very happy birthday message to the son of the young and the restless star Jason Thompson. His is firstborn with wife Paloma, turned 9 today, and we invite fans to join us as we take a look back at Bowie's life in pictures. The sweetest smells and the most beautiful sounds, Thompson shared, along with the first photo of Bowie, and a mother that is otherworldly. Anyone who's had a baby knows just how important naps are for not only them, but for their parents too. A day off of work makes for a perfect day on the chest, the actor stated while Bowie slept. And Mama gets a nap. Win, win, win. There's nothing like your first trip to the Big Apple, and even though little Bowie was too little to remember, his daddy wanted to capture his first trip to the concrete jungle. Hanging out with his son, Thompson shared this adorable pic of him and Bowie, watching Canada win the World Cup of Hockey. Thompson's on-screen brother, Peter Bergman, stopped by to meet his little nephew, if you will, as the younger Abbott portrayer shared, "Brother Bergman meets Bowie. This has just become one of my favorite moments," Thompson expressed as he and his little man watched Christmas cartoons. With little Bowie now a year old, Thompson posted a sweet message surrounding the birth of his son. "My heart will forever beat a new rhythm. It started when I met his mom, and it grew deeper, louder yet softer when Bowie was born. And I know when his little sister comes to play soon, even better beats and better vibes," Thompson shared while anticipating the birth of his second child. "Thank you, stars, for letting us be the ones to guide our boy on his second trip around sun. I love you, Bowie Banjo." On September 20, 2017, Bowie was blessed with a baby sister, Rome Coco. "Sometimes I still can't believe these two exist," the CBS fave shared. "Brother and sister. My oh my, the love I have for these two." Bowie was all smiles on his third birthday. Reflecting on the last 3 years, Thompson stated, "The love is immeasurable. He's brings so much joy to people. He's sweet. He's emotional. He loves to laugh. Not only that, but Bowie likes to share with his sister. and when he doesn't, he lets everyone know. The actor also made one thing very clear: there will be no bigger honor of my life. There is nothing in the world I wouldn't do for him. Our worlds forever changed 3 years ago. It's already apparent from one of the previous pics that Thompson is a hockey fan, so it only makes sense that he would teach his boy how to ice skate. Sometimes you've got to let go, he shared. Doesn't mean you won't slip and tumble or slide. And it's ok to use the boards to pull yourself up as long as you get up. It's about learning. Pictured with his beautiful mama, Thompson sent his boy a big happy birthday and stated, "There hasn't been a dull day since." It's a big world inside this little human, Thompson shared. And for his 6th birthday, Bowie, so full of energy, joy, big smiles, and fun, wanted to spend his big day with his friend, sister, mom, and dad at Universal Studios Hollywood, which ended up being a day they will not forget. In the latest episode of The Young and the Restless that aired on Friday, May 23, 2025, Kyle questioned his life choices, wondering if he could become a better person. Meanwhile, Jack and Diane were excited about their honeymoon. However, they seemed worried about the trouble they might face while being away from town. On the other hand, Nikki became upset after learning from Lauren that Michael had decided to quit working for Victor. When Michael expressed his plan to resign, Victor refused to accept his resignation. Victor got furious when Michael reminded him of their past and talked about leaving quietly. The new episode of The Young and the Restless will air on Monday, May 26, 2025. In this episode, Phyllis will be determined to get what she wants, even if it means hurting or using someone for her own benefit. The spoilers reveal that this time, it will be none other than Amanda, one of Phyllis' very good friends. In the meantime, Billy decided to get into a war with Victor. Billy is expected to promise Sally that he has everything under control, but Sally will remain skeptical. The spoilers for the May 26, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless reveal that Phyllis will be stunned when Aristotle Dumas refuses to accept her direct phone call. Her mind will not be at peace, as she urgently needs to talk to Dumas. Later, Phyllis will get excited after finding out that her close friend, Amanda, is back in Genoa City as a legal representative of Dumas. Since Amanda is one of the few friends she has, Phyllis will wonder whether Amanda can do her bidding. Although this seems impossible because Amanda returns to town as Aristotle's representative, Phyllis will attempt to use her friendship with Amanda to selfishly get what she wants. Meanwhile, on The Young and the Restless, Billy will make a decision to get into a war with Victor. Although he will assure Sally he has everything under control, she will remain skeptical. The spoilers hint at the fact that Billy's war with Victor will impact Sally, making her life difficult. It is expected that Billy will tell Sally that he has everything under control, promising that her life will not get any more troublesome because she is with him. However, the spoilers suggest that things are about to take a wild turn, creating the stage for upcoming tensions between Billy and Sally. Audra Charles and Kyle Abbott will head out on a date, but the two will end up clashing with each other. Diane had previously suggested against it, but Kyle had made up his mind to meet his ex. He is expected to be intrigued by the information Audra is providing, and he will express his ambitions of wanting to beat Audra at her own game. Although Audra will be seen having a meeting with Victor Newman, she is still way ahead in the game. Kyle will end up thinking that he is playing in the big leagues, but he is simply playing pretend. As he struggles to handle the situation, it will be disclosed that Kyle is still in Jabuk because of his last name. Later, Kyle and Audra will head to the GC8C Jazz Lounge and talk about the cosmetic company shop. However, Kyle is expected to remain reluctant about whatever Audra pitches to him. The show's preview clip teased that Kyle seems extremely doubtful about a proposal Audra presents that she states will be mutually beneficial. With tensions escalating between Audra and Kyle, fans are eager to find out whether Kyle is playing Audra. Later, in The Young and the Restless, the spoilers tease that Holden knows something about Audra that nobody else knows. Audra knows it, of course, but she does not have the slightest clue that Holden is aware of it too. Although the spoilers do not illuminate what exactly Holden knows about Audra, it is expected that Holden will feel compelled to share what he knows about Audra with Claire. With Holden conveying a secret about Audra to Claire, the plot dynamics are about to get further complicated. It never should have happened. The young and the restless Cassie Newman never should have lied to her parents that she was going to a movie when she was really sneaking off to a party being thrown by older kids. She never should have let her crush on Daniel Romalotti make her think that it was a good idea to drive the South's teen home, even though she didn't have a license. And after she crashed the car, she definitely never should have left the hospital to tell Daniel that she remembered that she'd been driving, not him. Unfortunately, all of those things happened, culminating in the March 24, 2005, death of Sharon and Nick's daughter, played since 1997 by Emmy winner Cameron Grimes. "I couldn't get through that scene without crying," she told Soaps in Death in 2020. "I was on the deathbed, trying to force my tears out and to not breathe, because I was supposed to be dead. When at last the director yelled 'cut,' the cast and crew wiped away their own tears to applaud. But I'm 14 years old and sobbing," continued the actress, who now plays Cassie's surprise twin, Mariah. "I'm like, I just want to go home. It was a sad, sad day, and one that was followed by so many others." In the aftermath of Cassie's demise, Sharon and Nick's marriage was never the same. She gravitated toward Brad Carlton, he toward Phyllis Summers. The Newmans would reunite time and again over the years, but the pall cast upon their relationship by Cassie's passing would never quite go away. Next week on The Young and the Restless, relationships will be tested, allegiances will be changed, and secrets will be exposed. The weekly preview shows that Nikki's birthday party is supposed to be a fun occasion, but expect all kinds of drama, with sparks flying across all three storylines. Meanwhile, the Abbott family will be feeling the heat from multiple directions as old wounds get reopened and new tensions emerge. Tracy returns, Ashley reveals her identity, and a potentially explosive conflict threatens to cause trouble for Jack and Diane, who seem to have found some misplaced bliss. On the Newman end, Victor and Adam will take strategic actions to retaliate against Billy, creating chaos that won't go unnoticed. Amanda is back in a corner, facing Phyllis and Lily, and will need to make some tough decisions that will affect her both legally and personally. Finally, lurking in the background is Audra, who is working on a new possible power move with Kyle, one that might involve more than business on The Young and the Restless. The week on The Young and the Restless will start with Tracy returning home and assessing all the remodeling changes at the Abbott family estate. Diane will be more than happy to seek Tracy's affirmation of her remodel choices, but the reaction she is expecting may not be the one she receives. Tracy will be mild with her reaction to the changes, but her true emotions may not be apparent until Ashley takes the opportunity to visit. Diane will only grow more uncomfortable when Ashley shares their unexpected family news with Jack, as he is unpacking all the emotional upheaval and dynamics. Meanwhile, Billy wrestles with himself, especially in regards to Phyllis. He will tell Sally that he is now focused on their future, but guilt and tension remain. He still has Victor and Adam breathing down his neck. Jack plans an out-of-the-blue honeymoon trip with Diane. This will let the Abbott estate and family dynamic be legitimately in play and available for even more emotional upheaval. Maneuverings within and impacts from outside challenges will also come into focus on The Young and the Restless. Kyle will once again be pulled under Audra's gravitational pull, against his will and Claire's interest. Audra will send Kyle an enigmatic message that ends up luring him in for drinks to discuss a proposal likely to be enticing and full of leverage. She may suggest a collaboration that involves exposing Victor or using his manipulation to Audra and Kyle's advantage. Kyle will listen to Audra, but he will be wary. He will tell Audra and let her know he knows her games, but whether he can resist the seductive temptation will remain a question mark. Audra, working stealthily with some support from Victor, could be more strategically situated than Claire realizes. She could be preparing for an even bigger play, perhaps pitching her startup to be acquired by Jebot. Diane will notice the red flags and feel compelled to warn Kyle, but he will continue to simply brush off her concerns. However, with Claire keeping an eye on Audra, and with Nate growing increasingly suspicious of Audra's duplicity, Kyle could soon find himself in a triangle that may cause the fuse to tie. Amanda will find herself in an uncomfortable position when Phyllis puts her in a professional bind. Bandaged and bruised from Dumas' rejection, Phyllis will ask Amanda for legal or financial advice about her new venture with Daniel. Professional and pair bonding ethics will force Amanda to think carefully about whether or not to move forward with Phyllis' request for assistance. However, her predicament will get much worse when Lily confronts Amanda directly. She will demand answers and possibly accuse her of meddling in Chancellor Winter's business. With conflicting loyalties and intense scrutiny, Amanda must assess whether she will protect herself or step into the fire. Her usual level-headedness may begin to unravel under the pressure, especially if the Winters family continues to see her as a deterrent rather than an ally. Victor and Claire will proceed with the plans for Nikki's birthday party. However, it will be Victoria who will dominate by consulting the event planner, Pietro, to create an event that stands apart. What begins as a celebration of Nikki's strength and grace is sure to degenerate into one of the craziest evenings in Genoa City in The Young and the Restless. With several guests holding secrets and grudges, it will be anything but smooth sailing. This event may catch up with Audra and Kyle's awkward conversation, Michael's recent exit from Newman, and Dumas' oblique message to Genoa City. If Dumas chooses this moment to show up in the flesh or ramp up his actions against Chancellor Winters, Nikki's party could open an all-new front in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease Phyllis Summers reveals that Summer Newman is thriving and being wooed by a charming new male designer. As viewers are aware, Summer quickly left for Italy following the departures of Sally Spectra and Chelsea Lawson from the company. She felt a bit unsettled by the thought of her two top employees abandoning her to assist their boyfriends with their businesses. Yet true to her Summer persona, she maintained a positive demeanor and backed their choice. As fans are aware, Alison Lanier has departed from the soap, and Soap Opera Digest reports that there are currently no plans to recast the role of Summer Newman. Will there be no Summer in Genoa City for the foreseeable future? This absence might be manageable for a few weeks or even months, but Summer has always been a crucial part of the soap, and fans recognize her deep commitment to her son, Harrison Abbott. Even a charming new Italian partner can't distract her from Harrison. And while video calls and frequent visits might suffice for now, it won't be sustainable in the long run. But what if Summer tells her family that she has no intention of returning, and that she and her passionate new Italian boyfriend have chosen to settle down in Milan for good? Will Phyllis and Nick Newman simply overlook this, knowing it doesn't sound like her at all? They were thrilled to hear that Summer is having a blast in Milan, indulging in exquisite dinners and embracing a bit of romance, but they know she'd never abandon Harrison. Their daughter has faced many struggles, so it's heartwarming to see her finally embracing life and having some fun. But how would they feel about Summer making such a significant change? With her being so far away, it raises concerns about her safety. Is this charming Italian boyfriend really as wonderful as he seems? Or is he working to gain Summer's trust for a sinister motive? Could he be plotting to let his guard down to facilitate a kidnapping? Ultimately, Summer carries the Newman name, and any would-be kidnapper could expect a lucrative ransom in return. The warning signs may emerge gradually, but inevitably and only texts, and no calls would be a big red flag. Initially, it might seem that Summer is simply too occupied to return to Genoa City, and later too preoccupied for a video call with Harrison. Spoilers for The Young and the Restless suggest that a kidnapping plot could also provide a delay in revealing the show's plans for Summer. This would not only trigger a thrilling storyline that ignites tension among several characters, but also clarify the reason behind Summer's prolonged absence from the scene. Considering that mentions continue to be made of Summer, the show has to have something up their sleeves. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Monday, May 26, 2025. In the next episode, fans can expect Phyllis Summers to put Amanda Sinclair in a difficult position. Meanwhile, Holden Novak shares a secret with Claire Grace Newman. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. In the next episode, fans can expect Phyllis and Amanda to have another encounter. These two are friends from way back, but there is the whole Aristotle Dumas situation. Amanda roared back into Genoa City and demanded to know why Phyllis was trying to contact her boss. That is when Phyllis came up with a cover story, claiming she wants his help with a business idea. When Amanda wanted more information, Phyllis basically admitted that she doesn't have a business idea. So, keeping this in mind, Phyllis puts Amanda in a difficult situation. It's not clear what this difficult position is. Perhaps Phyllis hacks into Amanda's phone and reads some interesting text messages with Dumas. More likely is that Phyllis simply overhears Amanda on the phone or talking to someone. Phyllis might call out Amanda if she hears inconsistencies or knows she's lying about Dumas. Dumas is Amanda's boss and client, so she really can't tell anyone too much. However, Phyllis does have a way of getting people to blurt out things, so we shall see. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that fans will also see some more scenes between Holden and Claire. It all began with an innocent Vesper order. However, it was curious why Holden and Claire were suddenly in the same orbit. Now that is unraveling. It seems that Holden shares a secret with Claire. I wonder if this secret is about Audra Charles. Maybe Holden offers to help Claire like he did with Audra all those years ago. Claire doesn't like the mind games that Kyle is playing with Audra. So maybe Holden's secret will have something to do with the Kyle/Audra dynamic. There will also be some scenes featuring Billy and Sally Spectra. Fans can expect Billy to continue making Sally promises. While Sally would love to believe him, Billy does seem to be in a spiraling situation, and he could come out a big loser. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Monday, May 26, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Young and the Restless is a long-running American daytime soap opera that first aired in 1973. Set in the fictional Genoa City, it follows the lives, loves, rivalries, and scandals of powerful families like the Newmans and Abbotts. Known for its dramatic twists and emotional storytelling, it remains a staple of daytime television and a fan favorite for decades. In the recent episode of the daytime soap opera, The Young and the Restless, which aired on May 21, 2025, Nikki celebrated her birthday, and her husband, Victor, gifted her a locket with a photo of Victoria, their daughter, and Claire, their long-lost granddaughter. Fans of the soap opera are being vocal about their views on the fact that how come only the locket has a photo of Victoria and Claire, and not Claire's other children. On a Facebook discussion post that remarked it was wrong, a fan by the name of Cecilia Myers commented. Cecilia Myers commented on a discussion post started by another fan on Facebook named Michelle Mary Jones. Michelle Mary Jones started a discussion post on Facebook on May 22, 2025, which stated, "Many fans of The Young and the Restless took interest in the post and commented on their views of not including other Newman kids in the locket. They commented, while some fans wrote that it would be very difficult to put the entire Newman family in one little locket. In their opinion, it was just a locket, and they believed it to be a nice gesture. They wrote, on the other hand, some fans of The Young and the Restless commented how they still do not like Claire, and how she has become Victor's main focus on the soap opera. They also believe it is lazy on the writer's part. They wrote, in the recent episode of the daytime soap opera, fans were delighted when the show's most beloved couple shared a heartwarming moment. Victor surprised Nikki with an early birthday celebration, beautifully organized by Claire at the iconic Newman Ranch. During the celebration, Victor gifted Nikki a special locket featuring a 3-generation photo of Nikki as the grandmother, Victoria as the mother, and Claire as the daughter. At the Newman Ranch, Nikki and Victor talked about Kyle and Claire's relationship, and were glad to see them taking it slow. Kyle and Claire had planned to move in together, but put it on hold. One reason was Kyle's ex-wife, Summer, who now lives in Paris. She asked Kyle to tell their son, Harrison, about the move while she was there, and he agreed. The upcoming week on the CBS soap opera, The Young and the Restless, airing from May 26 to 30, 2025, is filled with drama, surprises, and emotional twists. Kyle and Claire take a bold step forward with their plan, while Amanda finds herself in trouble, thanks to Phyllis stirring things up. Nikki's big birthday brings unexpected truths and powerful moments that leave a lasting impact. Over at the Newmans, Victor and Adam prepare to take on Billy, leading to serious tension. Emotional talks, new alliances, and a strange message from newcomer Aristotle Dumas will shake things up. Last week, Kyle opened up to his mom, Diane, about his guilt and worries about being good enough for Claire. Just as he promised to do better, Audra invited him for drinks, tempting him back to his old ways. Meanwhile, Michael tried to quit working for Victor, but the powerful Newman didn't take it well, sparking a serious fight. At the beginning of the week on The Young and the Restless, Amanda gets into trouble when Phyllis puts her in a tricky situation, making it hard to tell who's really on her side. At Nikki's birthday party, surprises come out that could change everything. Holden and Claire share a moment that hints at something more, while Billy promises Sally something, but can he really keep it? Victor and Adam go after Billy, stirring up old fights with new problems. Lily pushes Amanda for answers, leading to a tense conversation. Meanwhile, Lauren worries more about Michael's decisions, especially as Victor's control starts to affect their relationship. Loyalties are shifting, and no one knows who to trust. In the middle of the week on The Young and the Restless, Victor gives Nikki a special gift that brings out strong feelings during her birthday. Kyle and Claire start their risky plan, hoping it will work but knowing it might fail. Tracy comes back to Genoa City, still dealing with the pain from Alan's death and everything Martin did. Ashley surprises Jack with some unexpected news, and Phyllis talks to Daniel, looking for advice. Amanda has to make a hard decision that could affect her future. Secrets start to come out in Genoa City, and people have to face the results of their past actions. By the end of the week in The Young and the Restless, friends and family come together again to celebrate Nikki with lots of love and happy memories. But the fun is interrupted when Lily stands strong in a long-standing fight. At the end of the week, Aristotle Dumas sends a mysterious message to the town, leaving everyone wondering what it means and what will happen next. The last week of May brings powerful moments and mysterious surprises to the current plotlines of the show. As old problems stir up again and new stories start, viewers may brace themselves for a chaotic personal and professional battle. The Young and the Restless Spoilers Weekly Update for May 26 to 30 tease the return of the Abbott sisters, underhanded plans, shocking schemes, and a mysterious message shaking up Genoa City. It's gearing up to be an explosive week. You will not want to miss. Phyllis tried to secure financial backing from Aristotle Dumas through Amanda. Unaware Amanda was Dumas's lawyer. Dumas declined. Phyllis suspected he was targeting Chancellor Winters, but Amanda advised her to move on. Billy seemed distracted while discussing the Abbott Communications launch party with Sally, who suspected his guilt over firing Phyllis. Billy reassured her of his commitment. Meanwhile, Devon doubted Damien's intentions, leading to a tense exchange with Lily, who defended Damien. Claire visited Victor to discuss her relationship with Kyle, proposing a party to win his approval. Victor remained skeptical, but agreed to help plan Nikki's birthday celebration. Meanwhile, Holden questioned Kyle about his past with Audra. Victoria invited Cole to move in, aiming to build a family together. Cole's health remained a concern, and Holden's probing intensified tensions. Audra continued to manipulate situations to her advantage, and Claire's efforts to unite her family faced mounting challenges. Lauren grew increasingly anxious after Michael made a bold choice to walk away from Victor, promising to put their marriage first for good. Jack surprised Diane with news that Tracy and Ashley were coming home, causing Diane to worry how they'd react to her redecorating. Jack calmed her nerves by suggesting they finally take a honeymoon. Meanwhile, Victor showed his softer side by planning a romantic evening for Nikki, determined to make her feel special. Tensions flared when Abby confronted Amanda over her connection to Aristotle Dumas and his possible interest in the Winters family business. Abby questioned Amanda's motives, suspecting her of seeking revenge for past betrayals involving Devon. Meanwhile, Claire exposed Audra's secret ties to Victor, forcing Audra to defend her actions. In another development, Damien accepted an intriguing offer from Dumas, which disrupted Lily's strategic plans. Michael officially quit working for Victor, choosing his life with Lauren over loyalty to Newman. Victor tried to change his mind, but Michael stood firm. Jack and Diane shared a romantic evening where Jack suggested a honeymoon, though Diane worried about judgment from the Abbott family. Later, they plotted against Victor. Kyle received a sweet gift from Claire, sparking reflection about his feelings and his tension with Audra. Lauren later warned Victor to back off and leave Michael alone,